children. Welcome to Cybersafe Foundation. And of course, it is the Safer Internet Day 2021. How was school today? Hope you all had fun and you learned wonderful things. Okay, it promises to be fun this evening and lots of prizes to be won as well. Now, my name is Olasumbo Yusuf, but you can call me Sumbi for today. Okay, now I'm going to teach you a short song. It's quite simple. So not to worry, it's going to be an interesting time right here. Now, how many of you love stories? How many of you love to hear beautiful stories? Today, we're going to be listening to an interesting story, and I want you to pay attention. Okay, it's very important to pay attention to the story because keep your fingers crossed. I have something rolled up my sleeves. So, children, are you ready for the song that we are going to be learning this evening? Okay, if you are ready, let me hear you say yay. Okay, welcome once again, and of course it promises to be a wonderful time. Okay, now let's get down to the song that we'll be learning this evening. Now, how many of you are familiar with this popular tune? La 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 la. Okay, now I will go as slow as possible so that you can get the song. Now the song goes, I will never talk to strangers, share personal details, give out my password. Let's go again, okay? I will never talk to strangers, give out my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Should we do that again? Okay. I will never talk to strangers, share personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. Are you a cyber smart kid? Yes, sir. Are you a cyber smart kid? Yes, sir. I will never talk to strangers, give out, share personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Okay, should we move on to the second verse, children? Okay, now I will always talk to my parents. This is very important. Ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. Are you a cyber smart kid? Okay. Are you a cyber smart kid? Yes, sir. I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. A round of applause. That was a good exercise. So welcome again, of course, to Cyber Foundation. And yes, this is the Safer Internet Day 2021. Now let's sit down and enjoy this beautiful story that we're going to be listening to. Now pay attention to every word. Pay attention to the story because I might just be asking you questions from the story Grandma Hura is going to be telling us. Who is excited? I am excited and I would see you in a bit. Okay, now children, let me ask you, what do you know about the internet? What do you know about things, the do's and don'ts of the internet? Okay, these are all the things that we are going to be learning today. Now, I have a lot of questions, and I'm sure that some of you also have questions you would like to ask. Now, that's why we're here to talk about the internet. Now, should we go through the song again? Was I too fast? Do you want us to take it from the top again? Okay, children, let's take the song from the top. Now, 1, 2, 3, go! I will never talk to strangers, share personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. Let's do that again. I will never talk to strangers, share personal details. Now, what are your personal details? Your name, your age, your school, your home address. Yes, these are your personal details, and you are not allowed to share with strangers. And that's what the song is telling you. Okay, now in this time and age, things have changed. Technology is around, and sometimes we have to do our assignments with the internet. But then when you're doing that, you're not allowed to talk to strangers, you're not allowed to share your personal details. That is what the song is all about. So let's take the song from the top. I will never talk to strangers, share personal details, give out my password. Very, very important. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. Are you a cyber smart kid? Okay. Are you a cyber smart kid? Yes, sir. You will never talk to strangers, share your personal details, give out your password. You will not meet up with strangers because you are a cyber smart kid. Now let's go to the second verse, children. Now, I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, we are cyber smart kids. Are you a cyber smart kid? Would you talk to strangers? Would you share your personal details? No, you cannot share your personal details because it is not right. All right. And now, if I ask you to sing that song before the end of today, would you be able to grab the lyrics, or do you want us to do it from the top effortlessly? Now, let's do it from the top. I will never talk to strangers, share my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, these are the things, virtues that you should have as cyber smart kids. And yes, you are welcome to the Safer Internet Day 2021. And like I said, we're going to be enjoying a beautiful, wonderful stories. I love stories because I learn a lot from these stories. Now, it can help me today, it can help me tomorrow, it can help me anytime. So I would not forget these stories or throw away this amazing words I might come across. You might come across words you've not come across in a long time, or words that you have come across before that you might have forgotten. So now, do you want to sing the song back for me? Okay, you can unmute your mic and sing the song. Let me hear your amazing voices, because I know that you have amazing voices and I know that you now know the song. So unmute your mic and sing. I want to listen to your beautiful voices this evening. Okay, now let me sing the song again. I will never talk to strangers, share my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. We belong to an army. I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. Okay, so unmute your mic. I want to hear from you. Let's hear you sing the song. Was I too fast? Do you want me to go slow? Yes, unmute your mic and tell me so I can hear from you. All right, let's do this together. Okay? I never talk to strangers. Sorry, share my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. So let's see who is going to be that brave, courageous boy or girl that is going to sing the song right now. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Don't be shy. No. No. Don't be shy. Let's do this together. Let's hear your voices. Not to worry. Now, let me tell you a short story. I used to be very, very shy of singing because I believed I did not have an amazing. See, sometimes I try to sing and I'm like, oh, the whole world is going to be listening. But then I realized that I might just be helping someone. I might just be saving someone. Okay? I've learned this amazing song, and my friends might not know this song, and they might not know the message behind the song, and I might just be helping that friend out. So sometimes I sing when I have to, and sometimes I sing to save the situation. Sometimes when I'm down, I sing Okay, are you there? Are you there? Okay, so welcome to the Cybersafe Foundation. And of course, this is a wonderful evening where we're going to be having a lot of fun, children. Yes, we're going to be having a lot of fun. How many of you love amazing prizes, amazing gifts? Now, okay, so let me start by asking, what did you get your last birthday? What did you get during Christmas? What did you get for New Year? Today, we're going to be giving out amazing prizes. All you have to do is not to be shy. Don't be shy. Answer questions, and once you get them right, you stand a chance of winning this evening. So yes, to all my courageous children, to all my brave kids, yes, my wonderful, amazing children, yes, today, once you answer questions, you definitely stand a chance of winning something this evening. So don't be shy. No, 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 don't be shy. Say it like you mean it. That's what it's all about this evening. So, do you want us to sing the song again? I love songs. I remember songs from when I was 5. I remember songs I sang as a little girl. And of course, I'm not going to forget this one because it is very, very important. Okay? Now, let me know if you want us to sing the song again. Okay, children, the time we all have been waiting for is definitely here. Now it is time to listen to Grandma Hurrah. Now, I love it when grandmothers tell us stories because they are wealth of wisdom, knowledge. So we're going to be listening to Grandma Hurrah. She's going to be telling us an amazing story. Like I said, pay attention to the story because that is where I will be asking you questions from. And yes, if you get it right, you stand a chance of winning something this evening. So, Grandma Hurrah, welcome. And we are eager to listen to you this evening. Yes, a round of applause for Grandma Hurrah, children. If you're excited, let me hear you say, yeah, I love stories. It is story time with Grandma Hurrah this evening.
Hello, everyone. Mommies, daddies, children, everyone. Yes, my name is Wura, but as you know, everyone loves to call me Grandma Wura. And I love to tell memorable stories from Africa of adventures and anything you can think of. Yes, you heard me right. Anything and everything you can think of, including the cyber world. You know, just as we are expected to be good citizens of the countries that we belong to or reside in, we are also expected to be good citizens of the cyber world. Which brings me to the story that I shall be sharing with you today in celebration of Safer Internet Day 2021, titled Neighbors Cyber Street. In the busy city of Lagos lived a beautiful and happy family of 5, which included Mr. and Mrs. Adeniyi, their first son and first child, Debo, followed by Tinuke, and the last of them, Kemi, also known as Baby Kemi, because she always knew how to get whatever she wanted. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Adeniyi did everything that they could to ensure that their children had the best of education in various fields, including the technology aspect of education. And so they would pay the children's way through robotics lessons, coding lessons, and what have you. All sorts of lessons around technology. They were a very, very techie family. But the children had a desktop that they were expected to use in the house. But no one loved using that desktop. They called that desktop Desky. Nobody loved to use Desky because Desky was very slow in booting and connecting to internet. Sometimes when they would play games on Desky, Desky would just go off. It seemed like Desky had a mind of its own and would not come back on after probably 1 or 2 days. And eventually, Baby Kemi would have to come with her milk and cookies and kneel before Desky to beg Desky to come back on. She called it TTD, which meant Tender Treatment Display. She explained that all devices needed to be treated nicely and with respect, since they do a lot for us. Mr. and Mrs. Adeniyi always shared a good laugh whenever Baby Kemi did this. But it was also funny how Desky always came back on after she performed a dramatic display. However, Debo continued to complain about how slow and old model Desky was and begged their dad for an Android mobile phone. One day, at family dinner, Mr. Adeniyi had decided to surprise the children with an Android phone, which they had begged him for so long. Wow! The children were super excited about their new device. However, he only let them have it based on only the condition that they all obeyed his 543 rules, which were as follows. Number 1, do not go on social media. 2, do not take it to school. 3, do not use after curfew time. 4, only use after all assignments and chores have been done. And 5, only use for educational purposes. Oh, everyone tried their possible best to ensure that they obeyed the 543 rules by doing exactly what they had been asked to do. Everyone had each a copy of these rules and regulations. However, this was not without Mrs. Adeniyi settling fights between Debo and Tinuke, because Debo wanted to explore more about planets and all sorts of things. While Tinuke wanted to learn more about music because she loved music so much. But Debo would always bully Tinuke and Kemi in using the device. However, when Atinuke and Debo got into a fight over the device, Baby Kemi would quickly report the case to Mrs. Adeniyi. And while the two were serving time out and figuring out how to cooperate more with each other over the device, Baby Kemi had the device all to herself. And so she figured out that, okay, every time she took the opportunity to report this to, she would get the time, to the device. And so she continues to report every case, every fight that took place. One day, after about 2 weeks of having the device, Debo decided it was time to explore further with the internet. And so he decided to open an Instagram account on social media, because his friend Kelechi had told him that he had a social media account, an Instagram account, and had about 400 followers, and encouraged Debo to also do same. So Debo went ahead and did that. It was a Sunday afternoon while his parents were out of the house and his sisters were taking their afternoon nap. Debo opened an Instagram account in the name of Tam Tam. Not long after he had opened the account, he got an immediate response from a status name called X-Ninja. X-Ninja had found Debo online without followers and figured quickly that he was new. And so he sent a DM, a private DM, introducing himself as a friend, and told Debo he was available to help him through the internet in whatever way that he wished to find out. He even helped with game links that Debo enjoyed so much and which they played together on some other sites provided by X-Ninja. Debo wished he had more time like this with his dad and pretty much enjoyed ex-Ninja as a friend. He was so kind, friendly, and fun to be with. Debo kept their relationship as a secret. Ex-Ninja and Debo had become quite friendly. As Debo told him all about his family, where he lived, where his parents worked, and so much more. Debo took things a step further by secretly taking the phone to school in order to show his friends to him at ex-Ninja's request. During school break that day, Debo sneaked into the toilet, also at ex-Ninja's request, to do a voice call, when something very strange happened. You see, while in the boys' toilets, ex-Ninja had asked Debo to post a shirtless picture of himself and send it. At that instant, Debo became immediately conscious as he remembered his father telling him something similar about how cyber criminals operated, as he had to investigate some of the cyber crimes in his office. Instantly, it felt like scales fell off Debo's eyes. He panicked and became afraid. Had he been friends with a cyber criminal for so long? What was Debo going to do? Quickly, he turned off his phone, and when he got home with his sisters after school, he quickly placed the device in its usual place on the table right next to Desky before anyone noticed. He then had lunch and began doing his assignments afterwards. Tinuke found it very strange to see Debo doing his assignments early for the first time in weeks. Usually he would hide behind the phone once they got back from school. He only ate and rushed to do his assignment later in the evening, just before their parents got back from work. Debo had forgotten to log out that day in school, and so when baby Kemi turned on the phone, while the three of them were in the living room, she saw a notification message from ex-Ninja, which she tried to read aloud. She tried pronouncing the name ex-Ninja, but halfway through saying it, Debo immediately snatched the phone from her to look into the screen, which read, "Why did you stop chatting today?" Then Debo replied by saying, "Please, I don't want to be friends with you anymore." Then ex-Ninja replied, "Too late." Ex-Ninja threatened that if Debo stopped coming online, he was going to come over to his house in 3 days by 4 p.m. and harm his entire family. Oh no, no, no. In 3 days was going to be Saturday, and 4 p.m. was a time everyone was in the house. Oh goodness, what was Debo going to do? Ex-Ninja already had his address, knew where his parents worked, knew where the sisters schooled, knew where his grandparents also lived, knew everything about him because he had given those information details to ex-Ninja. Debo panicked again and responded to ex-Ninja, "Please, don't hurt my family. Please." And ex-Ninja responded, "I will not hurt your family except you chat with me and come online every day. Otherwise, I will be at your home on Saturday in 3 days." Then Debo braved up and replied to him, "I will report to the police." Ooh. To that, ex-Ninja responded, "Now you have made me angry. In fact, I will be visiting with my friends who have guns weapons, and so on. Immediately, they both switched off. He had gotten himself into big trouble this time. Whew. This was a problem that he had created, and now he had to be brave and fearless enough to get his family out of trouble. Immediately, Debo deleted his account as Tamtam from Instagram and stopped using the mobile device. Determined to come up with a plan to save his family. On the other hand, baby Kemi was very grateful for this because now she had the mobile device most of the time to herself. Debo's dad had promised the entire family an outing. And so Debo thought to himself, this would be a good time to talk his dad into taking them all out on Saturday, and probably even talk him into taking them out later that afternoon so they didn't have to return until 5 p.m. when ex-ninja had come, met their absence, and also
All right, children. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the beautiful story that we all just listened to. Now, before we move on to the next segment, I would like to ask you a few questions. Now, who can tell me the title of the story that we just listened to? Okay? We're still bringing Grandma Aurora back, so keep your fingers crossed. But who can remember the title of the story that we are listening to right now? Okay? Can somebody tell me? Unmute your mic and tell me the title of the story that we just listened to. That's the first question I'm asking. And yes, the second question is, who can tell me the 5-4-3 rules? Now, who can tell me the 5-4-3 rules? Those are the two questions that I am going to be asking. Now, the first child to unmute his or her mic to answer that question is going to win something this evening. Okay, so before we bring Grandma Hura back, let's see if we all have been paying attention to that story. The first question, the title of the story that Grandma Hura is telling us right now. And the second question, who can tell me the 5-4-3 rules? Okay, let's see if we have been paying attention. Do you want me to start with the first rule? Okay, let's start with the first rule, and then maybe you can actually add up the remaining 4. Okay, the first rule is do not go on social media. That's the first rule. So who is going to help me out with the second rule? Do not go on social media. The 5-4-3 rules. And of course, who is going to tell me the title of the story that we just listened to? Okay, let's see if we all have been paying attention. A lot of questions, a lot of words that I have written down. That's what I do when I listen to stories. I have my pen and I have my jotter with me to write down things that are going to be useful for me, like I said, today, tomorrow, or whenever. So I hope you have your pen and your jotter close to you to write down things that are important so you don't forget, so you can make use of them in your everyday life. Yes. Okay. Still waiting for that person. Yes, my question is, what is the title of the story that we are listening to now?
Always use it for assignment purposes and always use it after you finish your chores.
Yes.
Always
That
use
is very
it for academics and
a round of applause. Who is going to help me out with the title of the story? Who is going to help me out with the title of the story? Let's see if we all have been paying attention.
is it unmuted or some people muted? This that's what story was.
Okay? The title of the story?
Mr. Adeniyi's Treats. Yeah, Mr.
Did
Adeniyi.
somebody say Mr. Adeniyi's Treats?
See, my name is Daniel. Introduce yourself. My name is Daniel, and I said Mr. Adeyemi and his 3 kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Daniel.
5 minutes.
The second question. And then the second question. Always use it for assignment purposes. Use it for academics. Always use the chalk before you use it.
And then don't use it after coffee.
And don't use it after don't use it after bedtime.
Yes, don't use it after bedtime. Yes, that's actually correct. Okay, so who can tell me?
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Who
Now,
does
who can tell me the name of Debor's siblings? Deborah had how many siblings, and what are their names?
Who does books? Deborah's siblings are Temi and who does books?
Hi.
Me. You does books? Yes, Daniel.
Daniel. Okay.
This was your name. What's your name?
My name is Sumbi. You can call me Sumbi. My name is Sumbo, but then call me Sumbi, okay? Hi, Daniel.
Hi. This is actually nice. Nice.
Hi, everyone. So, Daniel, tell me, what else did you learn from the story so far?
I learned that you should never go online when you're not supposed to and when you're being warned.
Okay. Is there anybody?
And don't give people your personal ID, password, or your name because they can track you down and you don't know.
Wow, that's very correct. All right, is there anybody that has learned anything different that you'd like to share? Anybody? Tell me your name, your age, before you actually tell me what you've learned from the story. Hello, everybody. My name is Tumbo, but you can call me Sumbi. So, is there anybody that would like to share anything, like anything you've learned from the story that we have not mentioned so far? Daniel said he has learned not to share your personal details, of course, like your address, your name. That's very important. Is there any other thing that you've learned from the story?
Yes, I've learned that it's not good to give out your personal information. Like when Debo gave out the address and everything, then ex-ninja, the criminal, threatened Debo that they are going to come to the house with the friends. And even after saying that it's going to report to the police, and even bigger threats now came up, saying that they're going to come with defense with gun and armor. Maybe they're going to come with a big tank.
All right, children, you've been so amazing, and it shows that we all have been paying attention. Now it's time to get back to Grandma Hura to listen to the final part of the story, Dabor's Cyber Treat. Okay, I said the title already, Dabor's Cyber Treat. And for all of you that got my questions right, thank you so much. And yes, we will definitely send you your gift, okay? But let's head back to Grandma Hura now to listen to the final part of the story titled Dabor's Cyber Treat. Are you excited, children? Daniel, are you excited? Okay, so it's time to head back to Grandma Hura now to listen to the final part of the story. So let's pay attention, okay?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm unmuted.
Okay, so we're all excited. Let's head back to Grandma Hura now. All right, kids. So right now, I think I really want to sing the song again. Do you want us to sing the song together? Or do you want me to do it alone? I would love to sing together with you. I would love to sing with Daniel. I'd love to sing with each and every one of you. I can't really get all your names, but then I think I can get Daniel. But if you would tell me your names, I'll probably be mentioning them one after the other. You all are amazing kids. Amazing, amazing kids. And guess what? I'm so excited that you all are paying attention to the story. I love stories. And I asked you questions and you could answer me. That's actually a good thing. So let's go through the song again. All right, children. After the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. I will never talk to strangers, share personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. I will always talk to my parents. Ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Daniel, let me hear you sing the song. Okay? Let's do this one after the other. Okay? So, Daniel, let me hear you sing the song. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go!
I will never talk to strangers, share my personal details, share my password. I will never talk with strangers.
Amazing. That was amazing, Daniel. Okay, so who wants to go next? Tell me your name and then you can actually sing the song. Who wants to go next? Amazing. That was amazing. Who wants to go next? Tell me your name and then you can actually sing the song. Who wants to go next?
Has it finished uploading? No. 20 seconds.
Hi. I will never talk to strangers, share my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. Now, let's not forget this song. Let's remind ourselves from time to time because we are good children and we are going to do the right thing. Okay? And that's not sharing your password, your personal details with strangers. Now, if I ask, who is a stranger? Can somebody tell me? Excuse me. Who is a stranger? Okay? Now, you don't share your personal details with strangers. You don't share your password. Always talk to your parents. They are your best friends. Tell them anything and everything that you are going through. Okay? Could be your assignment. Your parents can help out. It could be between you and your friends in school. Make sure you tell your parents anything and everything. And that's what the song says. I will always talk to my parents. Ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others.
By this time, Debo was sweating profusely. He immediately got up, went to the back door, ensured it was well bolted, checked the front door to ensure that it was locked, locked all the windows in the house to ensure no one was able to access the house. While this was going on, he checked the time again. It was 2:30 p.m. His dad wasn't back yet. Wow. His father finally got back home by 3:30. There was still time, Debo thought to himself. But when the father came in, he apologized to everyone and suggested that the outing be rescheduled. No. Debo said no. Daddy, we can still make it. There is still time. While this was going on, trying to negotiate with his dad, baby Kemi screamed at the top of her lungs. She and Atinuke had gotten into a quarrel. Debo's parents' attention was diverted to the two girls, trying to settle them and all of that. It was now 3:45 when the door the doorbell rang. Debor's heart skipped. He almost stopped breathing, as a matter of fact, as his father began to approach the door. Opened the door, and it was Mr. Atim, the neighbor, who had come to deliver a paper notice of the next estate meeting to Mr. Adeniyi. When the door closed, Debo immediately went to his dad. Daddy, we need to leave. We need to leave. Baby Kemi was screaming at the top of her lungs. Everything was going chaotic. And he screamed, "Stop! Someone is coming to kill us all!" Everyone froze at that outburst to take a good look at Debo. Then his father went to him. Now Debo was shaken profusely. His father, as though trying to assess his son, took him by the hand very gently and led him to a nearby couch. Then asked him, "Debo, what is the matter?" Debo could hardly open his mouth to speak. But then baby Kemi and Tinuke quickly chorused, "Ex-ninja," and told their father that Debo had made a friend online and had been chatting every day with this friend. Oh, their parents looked very disappointed, but allowed Debo to conclude the story himself. Mr. Adeniyi got up, slowly, looking very sad, and walked to the window, peeped outside, and announced, "Ex-ninja has already arrived." Oh, everyone panicked. Debo jumped up immediately and ran to his father saying, "Daddy, what do we do?" As he cried, panicked, and said, "Daddy, please forgive me." Then his dad looked down at him and said, "We will do nothing. It is already too late. Because ex-ninja is already standing before you." Debo looked up at his dad, confused, then said, I don't understand, Dad." His father looked down at him and said, "I am ex-ninja." Debo almost passed out with fear, shock, relief, all different feelings at the same time. Relief that his family was safe after all, but shocked that his father was ex-ninja all this time. Debo's dad had connected a link to the children's mobile device when he gave it to them in order to be able to monitor everything that they did on the phone. And so when he saw that Debo had opened an Instagram account, he immediately went on as ex-ninja and began to relate with him. He became the imposter, or rather, he pretended to be the imposter that had made Debo's life most miserable in order to teach him a lesson for breaking his 5-for-3 rules. Finally, the children got the message about strange characters being on the internet. He further explained the need to take caution while on the internet. Also, he told them to speak out immediately to their parents or trusted adults the moment they noticed any strange occurrences while using the internet, to treat personal information and that of their loved ones with utmost care. Although disappointed in Debo, he did commend Debo for doing the right thing eventually by shutting down his Instagram account and doing the right thing in protecting his family. While Mr. Adeniyi was still talking with his family and they were having all this discussion, the doorbell rang again. It was the delivery man this time doing a drop-off for Miss Kemi Adeniyi, also known as Baby Kemi, who had bought a baby doll online with her mother's credit card. Everyone was shocked as they looked in Baby Kemi's direction, wondering how she had ordered for the baby doll using their mom's card. Of course, she also had to go through with their parents' punitive measures, leaving only Tinuke as the last man standing. On the other hand, Debo was not that bothered about the punitive measures his father was going to carry out on him as much as he was just happy to have his life back again and his family safe. The end. Bye-bye.
Now, kids, who would have thought that ex-ninja was Debo's dad? Did you expect that? You need to see the way my eyes popped, like when I heard that. Oh, I am ex-ninja and I'm standing in front of you. Wow, kids. Who else is shocked? Like, I'm still shocked. Like, wow, so it was his dad all along. But one of the moral lessons behind this story is that we shouldn't be disobedient children. Always do the right thing at the right time. And what is my favorite word from the story? Or what am I taking home? I'm taking a lot of things home, but I think I like desky. How many of us still have desky at home? Be honest. How many of us don't like using desky? Right about now, it is time to bring up for the question and answer segment. Right here, if you have questions you'd like to ask, if you want to ask any question, all you have to do is raise your hand, like good boys and girls, and ask your question. Okay? Raise your hand, tell us your name, your age, if you have any question. And of course, we have Siwa, who is going to be, I hope I got that right, pronunciation of your name. Now, who is going to be doing justice to the questions. Like I said, if you have questions you'd like to ask, raise your hands, tell us your name, your age, okay? And we will definitely answer your questions. But to everyone who answered questions, who actually stayed with us, please tell mommy and daddy to send us your address. Now, somebody might be saying, are you not a stranger? Okay, so that we can send your gift over. That's why. Okay, so raise your hand if you have questions, and we will definitely answer your questions. So it's question and answer time. So let's do that, children. Okay, tell us your name, your age, and your question. And to all the children that participated, tell mommy and daddy to send us your address so that we can send your gift over. Okay. So does anybody have any question? I have questions I would like to ask. My first question is, did you enjoy the story? How many of you have been through that before? You're good children. Have you ever gotten into trouble on the internet? Have you ever gotten into trouble with mommy and daddy? Now, do you know better to do better now when you're doing your assignment on the internet? To mind your business, fix your assignment, and leave. Okay, let's hear. I want to hear from you. I want to hear. Where is Daniel? Daniel, are you there? Is Daniel there? Daniel, do you have questions? raise your hands and ask questions. And of course, Siwa will be here to answer your questions. Did you have a wonderful time? Do you remember the song? Do you remember the lyrics of the song? Do you remember the lesson behind the song? Yes, it's an interesting song. It's a popular tune. But the message behind the song is very, very important. Okay? So now I need you to raise your hands, ask questions. Because if you don't ask me questions, I will ask you questions. So who's ready to answer my questions? Okay. Raise your hands, tell me your age, your name, your age, and ask your question. I want to hear your voices. I want to hear your voices again. Daniel, I want you to speak to me. I want you to tell me your names because I keep saying, okay. Okay, so you're raising your hands already. Okay, so what's your question? Tell me your name. Jedidiah. Hi, Jedidiah. How old are you? And what is your question? Okay, Jedidiah Adekunle, you are 9 years old. All right, so Jedidiah, what is your question? Okay, so we can't hear Jedidiah. Okay, so who's the next person raising his or her hands for a question right now? Tell me your name, your age, if you'd like to let me know your class, and of course the question. Eunice. Hi, Eunice. How old are you? Okay, Eunice, if you can hear me, how old are you and what is your question? Okay, so Eunice, you have to unmute your mic so we can hear you. I just had to do an example. I don't know, like unmute your mic so I can hear you. Okay? So when you unmute your mic, we can all hear you. So you tell me your age, your class, and your question. Okay? Charity. Hi, Charity. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, Charity Duru. How old are you? And what is your question? Okay, Noma. Hi, Noma. Noma Akali. Hi. How old are you, Noma? And your question. What class are you? All of you have beautiful names. Eunice, Charity, Noma, Daniel. Amazing names you guys have. So, Noma Akali, how old are you and what is your question? Okay, so if you can't, probably mommy or daddy or maybe an elderly person should guide you through unmuting your mic. If you can't do that, you can actually type your question and I'll read it out. So type your question and I'll read your question out. So you tell me your name, your age, and the question that you're asking. Okay. All right, children. Let's run through. Um. Okay. So before I step out, step out, let's just run through the song again. Okay, so I will never talk to strangers, share my personal details, give out my password. I will never meet up with strangers because I am a cyber smart kid. Yes, sir. I will always talk to my parents, ask before I download or click a link. I will always be kind to others because I am a cyber smart kid. It's been a wonderful time with you. It's been an amazing time with you. Thank you so much. I hope you had an amazing time as well. Okay, so Siwa, it's over to you. Bye bye, kids. Be good children and stay safe. All right, not like I'm stepping out, but then it's time for you to ask questions.
That was ex ninja, right? Was that the question? So, yes, if you heard Grandma Bura, you would have heard when she said the dad had a link to the device so that he could monitor the children, right? So you have to know that your parents, when you're young, of course, they can monitor your actions when they give you a device. They can set parental controls so that they make sure that you're using it well. Thank God and thankfully, Eknita was the dad. And in that way, it wasn't a total stranger. But we all knew the lessons that could be learned from there, right? And then I think the second question Jediah was trying to ask was about what happens when someone gets the control of your number, which is possible. Some people use your number for things that you have no knowledge of, or some people who are on WhatsApp, Facebook, and have not set up two-factor authentication security measures have people get into their system and control it. So that's something that you have to be aware of. Now, most of these social media platforms have an age restriction, right? Most of the restrictions for the age limit is 13. Okay, Grace, I see that you have another question. I hope the first one was answered properly. You can send me your question in the chat. So you can put it in the chat and we'll get to it, okay? I'm going to be looking at the questions as they come in. So someone says, I can't hear anything. Can you hear now? So Fermi says, how do I identify and guide against an imposter when I'm connected to the internet on my tablet? So it depends. It really depends on what social media platform you're on. If a stranger sends you an email, you do not respond, right? You tell a trusted adult. If you're on WhatsApp, which has an age limit for 16, but I know that people are using it for online learning, and you get a message from a strange number, you do not have to respond. In real life, you do not talk to strangers. So why would you talk to a stranger online? right? So when you see something strange, something that you're not sure of, you tell your parents or your teacher or a trusted adult. Okay, is that clear? So another question I see is, how did Kemi get her mom's credit card? Now, some of you might know that when you have an online account, we use the internet a lot for shopping, online shopping. There are a lot of online financial systems built into the internet. Now, I know that some parents leave their card details online, right? So it's possible that Kemi used her mom's credit card that was already saved to the system. Now you know that what Kemi did was wrong. So you shouldn't make purchases without your parents' knowledge. A lot of advertising is targeted at children, not just online, also offline. But online, you see there are many adverts that pop up when you're watching videos, especially on YouTube, or even if you're on Amazon and you need to get something, you must let your parent know. Don't use any saved or stored credit card details. Does anyone have any other questions or any follow-up to the questions already asked? So please, at what age can a kid start using social media? You're 8 years old. So like I explained earlier, most of the social media platforms have an age restriction of 13 years old. But it doesn't mean that when you're 13, you must open a social media account, because some other platforms have 16, 18. It's just like driving. There's an age limit to driving. So the question would be, what would my parents say, right? You have to ask your parents before you open any social media account.
Ma,
right?
I have a
One of the
question.
5, 4, 3 rules. Okay, I'll get to your question in a minute. Do you want to put it in the chat box?
I've already done that.
Okay, thank you. I would look it up. So I just wanted to point out about one of the rules that was given in the family was, do not go on social media. Why? Because all of them were underage. And even when you reach that age, you would have to ask your parents, is it okay, right? Because it's just not a safe world out there. And we want to make sure that the internet is safe for all the children, right? As you heard Mama Wira say initially, it's like living in the world. You're a citizen of the online world as well, the digital world. So you have to take the precautions as you would offline. Okay, so if a stranger copies your email, go to your email, you have to delete it, or else we will know where you live. Okay, well, so, I'm not sure what you're asking there, but yeah, what do you do when you are asked on a, okay, I think you're trying to ask, what do you do when you receive a friend request? So if you don't know the friend, you do not accept the friend request, because it could be a stranger, right? If you're walking down the road with your parents or with an adult and someone is trying to talk to you, do you always talk to the person? No. So if you receive a friend request from someone you do not know, please do not accept. You can tell your parents or a trusted adult, could be your teacher, a relative that you can trust, but you should always be able to tell your parents. Don't feel like they take the device away from you. No, that's not what you should feel like. But you must make sure that, there are rules, as you heard in this household. Do not go on social media. You have curfew, right? Most of you, I'm sure you can share some of the rules in your home if you have devices. Okay, so someone here says, I am on WhatsApp and I am on Zoom. Yeah, so we understand that you're on these platforms for learning purposes, right? The internet is not all bad. So it is amoral, meaning that it is good and there's the bad of it, there are the disadvantages. The good of it is that you can learn so much. You can learn so much. With online learning, you can stay connected to your family and friends that are not in the same location as you are. And we understand that especially during the lockdown, many of you, got increasing access to the internet. Okay, so I see there's one question, and I'm going to round up because we are running out of time. If you have any more questions, you can always put them in the chat box at a later time. So since my name is Family, how do I identify and guide against? So I've already answered that question. So thank you so much. Any final questions?
Me, Mercy.
Okay, we have to round up, but what is your question?
If you said we shouldn't share details, why should we give you our address for our gift?
That's a very fantastic question. We are trusted adults. Your parents signed you up to this program because they knew that we could be trusted, right? We're not strangers here, and we are sending it to you for a purpose, right? You spend time with us and you've learned so much, and we are here to make sure that we want our children safe online. So you can be rest assured that we're only going to use your address for the purpose of sending you the gift. Thank you. And well done, children. You're doing amazing. It's been a fun session. And, we hope that we would have these often, right?
Thank you so much,
Auntie Siwa.
Okay, so yes, amazing kids. I knew they were going to ask that question. I knew they were going to say, like, why do we need to send our addresses? Like, okay, so you're a stranger. Why did I have to?
It's Confidence Daily, and I am your host, one of your hosts for today. And I am so excited that I can see all of you attend this event. I'm so pleased to see all of you. I saw Grace and David. I can see David Dyer. I can see Ayofia and Josh. I can see Ibe, Umi, and Hero. I can see Six. I can see the Alele family. I can see Charity Do. I can see Nova. I can see the Ikufi. Sorry if I get your name wrong, but I am so happy to have you here. And we've come to the end of this session with you. But before we go, I want to just, add a bit more to what Messi said. Messi asked the question, yes. So Messi, I am very happy that you asked that question. It's very good that you did. Now, we said to send the address, but we didn't ask you to send the address because we still want your parents' approval. And that's the reason we're not asking for you to send it. We're asking for you to tell your parents to send it. Because your parents can make a better judgment about whether or not you can be trusted with your address. And be rest assured, it is just for you to be sending. So it's your parents' decision to make about whether or not to send the address. And on the screen right now, we are going to be putting the address that your parents should send it to. And we're also going to be sending the message to your parents as well and telling them, if you want to give for Jedediah for attending a bit so participating, if you want to give for Joshua for being in the event, just send us your address. So that's your parents' decision to make. Okay, so we've come to the end of the event, and I want to say well done. Don't forget the song. Keep singing the song. Tell your parents about the song. We are also going to be uploading Grandma Wura's story. So you can watch just Grandma Wura's story again and again and again and again as many times as you want. Thank you so much. Everyone, wave bye to me. Everybody say bye. I want to see all of you. I can see Grace saying bye. Yeah, everybody say bye. I see you all. Bye. Okay, everyone. You'll be getting the gifts soon. Bye for now.
Okay, so I'm done.